in tweeting out about this. He quickly, vigorously said something about Jordyn Tyson. That's what we finna pull up right now. I would love to see Jordyn Tyson's pair though with Shedur. I think it'll be a match made in heaven. Coach Prime said this 39 minutes ago. Jordyn Tyson is different.
Currently, the National Football League draft season is heating up, and there is one name that is absolutely dominating the conversation. This is Jordyn Tyson. And when Coach Prime himself, Deion Sanders, begins posting about you, begins vouching for you, and begins insinuating to NFL franchises that they should come get you, you know that something truly remarkable is in the works. Now that we have that out of the way, let's dissect this entirely, because this tale contains everything. This draft class features a wide receiver prospect who has the potential to be the most electrifying talent in the entire draft class, a training video that has gone viral, a struggling Browns franchise that is desperate for a weapon, and a legendary coach who is going to bat for his player. To begin, let's examine the initial impetus for all of this. Unfortunately, Jordyn Tyson was unable to take part in the NFL Combine. Due to a hamstring injury, he was unable to play on that field. And that is the worst possible timing for a wide receiver to be in at that moment, where you make your money, where you run your 40, and where you demonstrate to the world what you are capable of are all things that you do at the Combine. Tyson was forced to sit out the match. However, this is where things start to get interesting. Rather than wallowing in self-pity, Jordyn Tyson did not engage in such behavior. He reported for work. He entered his personal training facility, and someone was able to record everything that took place there. And when that video was uploaded to the internet, the entire football community went completely insane, because what they saw was not simply a guy running routes. From what people could tell, he was a full-fledged wide receiver. The speed is of the highest caliber. With the ease of a man who has performed this task 10,000 times, he is gliding down the field. The lateral movement, the way he shifts his body, the way he can change direction, and the way he can transition from one gear to the next all appear to be effortless. Then there are the hands, his grip, his concentration, and the way he attacks the ball when it is at its highest point are all incredible. Everything about that clip screamed wide receiver in the National Football League tier. Prospects from every single team in the league have been watching that video over and over again, and there is a very good reason for this. Coach Prime, on the other hand, did not accuse Jordyn Tyson of cheating because of a single training video. Not at all, not at all. This young man has been under Deion Sanders' watchful eye for years, and he is able to recognize talent when he sees it because he himself was a talented athlete at the highest level. Due to the fact that his resume speaks for itself, let's talk about what Jordyn Tyson did while he was in college. During his time at Arizona State, Jordyn Tyson was an unstoppable factor. Over the course of the 2023 season alone, he amassed more than 1,000 receiving yards and scored more than 10 touchdowns, establishing himself as one of the most dangerous weapons in the entire Pac-12 conference. Even though he was up against some formidable rivals, he managed to lead his conference in a number of different receiving categories. This upward trajectory continued throughout his 2024 season, as he finished as one of the best wide receivers in all of college football. He finished with numbers that were among the best in the league for yards per reception, and scouts absolutely adore his consistency. He is a player who elevated every quarterback who threw him the ball, and a receiver who made the impossible look like it was nothing at all. He has been identified as a conference standout on 2 separate occasions. Tyson was able to accomplish everything he set out to do, whether it was to beat press coverage off the line, to create separation with his route running, or to go up in traffic to make the contested catch. He was more than just a collector of statistics. He was the kind of player that coaches use to build game plans around, because he was a difference maker and a playmaker. Moreover, this is precisely the reason why Coach Prime is not merely mentioning him in a casual manner. Deion Sanders is currently showing his support for Jordyn Tyson by referring to him as different and stating that he is uniquely distinguished from the other wide receivers in this class. When a quarterback who is considered to be one of the best in the game and one of the most respected minds in football tells you that a receiver is different, you pay attention to what they have to say. The message that Coach Prime is trying to convey to Cleveland is essentially this. He is saying, this young man is one of the best wide receivers to come out of college football in recent memory. You should not sleep on him. You should not let the story about the hamstring scare you. You should go get your guy. Furthermore, the Browns have a pressing need to hear this message loud and clear because the situation with their wide receivers is a crisis. Each of David and Juku has left. One of the few pass catchers on that roster who could be relied upon has been fired. Moreover, you should take a look at Jerry Jeudy and Ken Dorsey, who is the offensive coordinator. We apologize, but Tommy Munkin does not consider Jeudy to be his primary option for wide receiver. So, what are you left with after all of that? A franchise that has just used their first-round pick to draft Shedeur Sanders and has almost nothing to surround him with on the outside of the team. In light of the fact that this goes beyond merely scouting, let's talk about the reasons why Coach Prime is so enthusiastic about this.
Can I point something out? And Andrew was actually the one that brought it up. Last year, the Browns took a 3-technique tackle and an off-ball linebacker with their first 2 picks. I need explosion. I need game changers. I need offensive difference makers. I'm sorry, I do. There's no way. You're going to take a tackle now at 6? And what, back it up with a corner at 24? Why do you think your offense sucks? You were 30th in offense. Come on. Find me my playmakers. Per ESPN. 1 year later, the Browns are already taking calls about the number 6 pick, and sources said they're open to moving it. Another move back would give the Browns more capital in the draft. Are the Browns drafting for Shedeur Sanders this year to help him? Just another example of how the Browns are screwing over Shedeur. Just every other team in the league is drafting for their quarterback. Look what Cincinnati did. They're making moves to keep Joe Burrow happy. That's what they're doing. If the Browns really cared and tried to support their quarterback, they would draft Carnell Tate at number 6. Apparently, Coach wants Carnell Tate. So, do you try and keep your new coach happy? Do you give him a little gift? His welcome to Cleveland gift? Who does Munkin want? Munkin wants the receiver, right? Who catches everything, gets open, and run great routes. But he doesn't test good enough. Chris, it's so simple for the Browns to take Tate at 6 that I'm fearing that it's.
Over the course of the previous season at Colorado, he observed his son Shedeur, and he witnessed what occurred when simple balls were thrown into the wrong hands. Over the course of the previous season, there were numerous instances in which Shedeur Sanders made the appropriate read, delivered the ball at the appropriate time, and placed it precisely where it was supposed to be, but the receiver was unable to complete the play. One of the most excruciating moments occurred during a crucial drive when Shedeur hit a receiver in stride on what should have been a walk-in completion. However, the ball bounced off the receiver's hands and landed directly into the arms of a defender. This was one of the most devastating moments. A mistake that should have resulted in a touchdown has occurred. It's gone. Shedeur threaded the needle on an out route, placed it perfectly between 2 defenders in an open window, and the receiver alligator-armed it, allowing it to glance off his fingertips, and the opponent recovered. This was another instance in which Shedeur utilized the out route, the death of yet another drive. Once again, an opportunity was lost, and this has occurred on multiple occasions. Shedeur was displaying the kind of quick release and accuracy that propelled him to the first round of the draft. He was making decisions with the football that were on par with those made by professionals. These efforts were repeatedly unsuccessful due to a number of factors, including drops, bobbles, and miscommunications, which resulted in potential scoring plays being turned into turnovers. Because Coach Prime was present for each and every one of those moments, he is the person who is most knowledgeable about what Shedeur requires. He requires the assistance of someone who can be relied upon. He is in need of someone who is capable of catching everything that is thrown to him at all times. He is in need of Jordyn Tyson. The Browns are now paying attention to what is going on. According to reports, Cleveland has been keeping a close eye on Jordyn throughout this pre-draft process. This is due to the fact that the training video received widespread attention and that Coach Prime went on record praising Tyson's abilities. And to tell you the truth, when you start to think about it, the fit is almost too much of a coincidence. In terms of rhythm, Shedeur Sanders is a passer. Whenever his receivers are precise in their routes, whenever they provide him with clean targets, and whenever they create the separation that he requires in order to function, he is at his best. For example, Jordyn Tyson is the receiver in question. He follows very specific routes. In a consistent manner, he opens up. When the ball is thrown in his direction, he is able to scoop it up. It's as easy as that. And for every scout who was watching, this is what the training video conveyed to them. Tyson is prepared to fight. Clearly, the hamstring injury that prevented him from participating in the combine is no longer a problem. When you watch that clip, you can see him reaching full speed without any hesitation, planting hard on cuts without showing any signs of compensation or discomfort. In addition to the explosiveness, the burst, the athleticism, and the ability to jump, there is also the ability to jump. What this man is capable of doing in the air is truly nothing short of astounding. When we talk about a receiver, we are referring to someone who is capable of climbing up to 2.5 meters off the ground in order to attack a football at its highest point. Quarterbacks envision themselves throwing to receivers like that in their dreams. You can throw it high, throw it away from the defender, or put it in a place where only your guy can get it, and Tyson will go get it every single time. This extraordinary vertical leap, along with his track speed, fluid lateral agility, which allows him to shake defenders and shift his release point mid-route, and his extraordinary vertical leap, makes him one of the most complete wide receiver prospects in this entire draft class. At this point, this is where we are. You have a Browns franchise that is in dire need of a wide receiver who is capable of being the potential replacement for Shedeur Sanders. You have Coach Prime, who is the most knowledgeable person on the planet when it comes to Shedeur. He has personally endorsed Jordyn Tyson and made it abundantly clear that this is the kind of talent that you build around. You have a training video that dispelled any and all uncertainties regarding his physical condition and brought to the attention of everyone watching the reasons why Tyson was being discussed as a top receiver prospect prior to the injury. Moreover, you have a player whose impressive college career demonstrates that this is not a hoax. This is the genuine article. It is expected that Jordyn Tyson will be selected in the first round of this draft. At this point, that is not a prediction by any means. This is nothing more than reading the room. Additionally, if the Cleveland Browns are astute, and if they are truly dedicated to providing Shedeur Sanders with the resources he requires to be successful in the National Football League, then they will be the team that makes the decision to sign him. You have already been informed by Coach Prime that he is unique. And now, Cleveland, go and get him.